The Night Battle, Scene 5. Suddenly, Arjuna appeared on the battlefield not far from Karna. Seeing him standing over Bhima, who was on foot, Arjuna sped a number of arrows at Karna. Bhima thus took the opportunity to escape. Karna looked up and saw his antagonist. Licking his lips, he glanced down at his Shakti weapon. Soon, the Pandavas would be lamenting. Arjuna struck Karna with a volley of shafts, which made Karna wince and drop his bow. Quickly regaining his senses, Karna responded with 100 straight-flying arrows. Arjuna cut those down and continuously struck his foe with countless other shafts. As Karna struggled to regain his composure, Arjuna released a long arrow resembling a serpent. Inspired with mantra, the shaft flew straight at Karna with the speed of the wind. Ashvatthama saw the arrow flying for Karna's destruction, and remembering his duty as a Kshatriya as well as his debt to Duryodhana, Ashvatthama cut it down with a razor-headed shaft, also inspired with mantra. Ashvatthama then turned to attack Arjuna, drawing him away from Karna, who was fatigued from his fight with Bhimasena. As the armies supporting the principal warriors surged forward, a general fight then ensued. Karna lost sight of Arjuna as he was engaged with other Pandava warriors. The sun was now setting, but neither side sounded retreat. As twilight set in, they continued fighting with full force. More than 3/4 of the warriors on both sides had been slain. It was obvious the war would soon be over. Darkness fell with both armies frantically seeking victory, contending by the light of thousands of torches. Barely able to distinguish friend from foe, they savagely assailed one another. Blazing arrows lit the sky, and the wreckage of burning chariots silhouetted the soldiers who were locked in battle. The moon rose, casting an eerie glow across the battlefield, which rang out with the continuous clash of weapons and the cries of warriors. Having now annihilated almost all of the Sangshaptakas, Arjuna turned the full force of his weapons onto the surviving Kauravas. Displaying his long-practiced skill of striking invisible targets, Arjuna destroyed his enemies like a fire destroying dry grass. The Kauravas screamed in terror as Arjuna's arrows came out of the darkness, cutting them to pieces. The Kauravas fled, falling over one another in their haste to escape. Duryodhana called out to his fleeing troops, "Stop! Do not fear! I will destroy Partha along with all of his brothers. Stand and fight, for you will now witness my incomparable prowess." Duryodhana shouted orders and charged in the direction of Arjuna, followed by a large division of chariot drivers and horsemen. Seeing this, Kripa Acharya went to Ashvatthama and said, "Oh, the king has lost all caution in his rage. Recklessly Duryodhana is rushing towards Arjuna. If he is not checked, Arjuna will burn him to ashes. Go, stop him." "Oh, son of Gandhari, as long as I am living, you need not fight. I myself will check Partha." Why did you not order me? I am always devoted to your welfare. Oh, Drowny, it seems your esteemed father is protecting the Pandavas as if they were his own children. And you too have not yet displayed your full power in battle. Otherwise, how could my enemies still be surviving? Fie on my avaricious self, for whose sake so many kings have died. O son of Kripi, be gratified. Slay my foes with your celestial weapons, which are equal to those of Mahadev himself. Who is there who can stay within the range of your missiles? O son of a Brahmana, surely you are capable of routing the Pandavas and all of their forces. Go now speedily into battle and do us all good. We now depend upon you, Ashwatthama. Duryodhana had stopped some distance from Arjuna. He could see Hanuman on Arjuna's flag banner glowing in the darkness. Arjuna's chariot roved about the battlefield, leaving a trail of destruction as flaming arrows shot out in all directions. Ashwatthama replied to Duryodhana, O Kaurava, it is true the Pandavas are dear to my father, just as they are also dear to me, and we are also dear to them. But in battle, it is different. All friendships are forgotten in war. Karna, Shalya, Kritavarma, Kripa, my father and I are doing all we can to defeat the Pandavas. Ashwatthama was tired of hearing Duryodhana's continuous accusations, especially against his father, Drona Acharya. Seeing the Kaurava prince as his equal in age and accomplishments, but inferior in caste, Ashwatthama reproached Duryodhana. Surely, O king, you are mean-minded and possessed of crooked intelligence. Because you are conceited, sinful, and avaricious, you trust nobody. Nevertheless, I will not abandon my duty. Today, I will use all my power just for your sake. You will see the Panchalas, Somakas, and Chedis totally destroyed. I will send whoever confronts me to the mansion of Yamaraj for their final reckoning. Ashwatthama's chariot then pulled away from Duryodhana and charged straight into the thick of the battle. Plunging into the Panchala forces, Ashwatthama called out, O mighty chariot warriors, strike me in one body and show me your prowess. Stay in the battle and be calm, because I will now display my power. Immediately, great showers of arrows were directed at Ashwatthama, who quickly countered their attack. Before the very eyes of the Pandavas, Ashwatthama began annihilating the troops who surrounded him. Drishtadyumna approached Ashwatthama and shouted, O son of our preceptor, why are you slaying ordinary soldiers? Here I am. If you are really a hero, fight with me then, for I will soon dispatch you to the abode of death. Drishtadyumna struck Ashwatthama with thick flights of dreadful-looking arrows. They pierced his body like maddened bees entering a flowering tree in search of honey. Ashwatthama became as furious as a serpent who had been kicked. With blood running from his wounds, Ashwatthama dauntlessly resisted Drishtadyumna's attack with his own shafts. Rebuking Drishtadyumna in harsh words, Ashvatthama covered him with a volley of steel arrows. But Drishtadyumna laughed. "O Brahmana of wicked understanding, do you not know my origin and destiny? It is I who will slay your father, and then I will kill you. Today you can leave in safety. I will not kill you while your father still lives, for the great Drona deserves his death before you. But when the sun rises tomorrow, I will cut down Drona Acharya with my arrows." A Brahmana who forgets his real duty and instead takes up arms is a sinful wretch who deserves to be killed by any honest Kshatriya. Now, beside himself with rage, Ashvatthama fired innumerable arrows at Drishtadyumna. The Panchala prince stood unmoving on his chariot and warded off Ashvatthama's attack. As the fight between the two heroes continued, the celestials watched in awe from the sky. Both men displayed mystical weapons which lit up the heavens. Unable to gain the advantage over Drishtadyumna, Ashvatthama suddenly slew Drishtadyumna's horses and chariot driver. Ashvatthama then rushed past Drishtadyumna and slaughtered the Panchala troops by the thousands. And before anyone could check him, Ashvatthama had sent 10,000 horsemen and infantry to the next world. Yudhishthir, Bhima, and the twins swiftly came to protect the troops, and a general battle ensued with the light of the rising moon above. Heroes engaged with heroes, troops battled troops, and as they fought on into the evening, they recognized each other only by their shouts as they called out their names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Night Battle, Scene 6. Krishna blesses Ghatotkacha. With the onset of night, Ghatotkacha felt his strength doubled. Having recovered from the attack of Ashvatthama, Ghatotkacha came back to the fight. Seeing him again on the battlefield, Krishna said to Arjuna, "Behold Bhimasena's mighty son. In my opinion, he is the only warrior, other than yourself, Jishnu, capable of defeating Karna. At once we should send Ghatotkacha against the chariot driver's son, Karna. Why, just see how Karna is destroying our troops. He is like the rising sun, even at this grim hour. Karna's arrows are mangling our troops. Look as they are fleeing now in every direction." Krishna pointed to Karna's flag standard, lit up by torches, visible in the distance. Bent on annihilating the remaining Pandava forces, Karna ranged about the battlefield with his bow constantly drawn, sending out fire-tipped arrows in unending lines. Krishna continued speaking. "But I do not think the time has come when you should confront Karna. He still has Indra's Shakti weapon, which he is preserving just for you. O Partha, summon Ghatotkacha therefore, and order him to check the arrogant son of the Sutta, Karna. That Rakshasa chief Gatotkacha is conversant with every kind of Asura demon weapon. Surely he will be a great threat to Karna. Arjuna then looked across at Karna. Bibatsu longed for the moment when he would be able to curb the pride of Karna once and for all. Jishnu knew about Karna's Shakti weapon, but it did not bother Arjuna. Dhananjay had faced every kind of celestial missile before in battle. Krishna's infallible advice, however, must be followed. Perhaps the Shakti weapon was more powerful than Arjuna thought. Partha summoned Gatotkacha, and the Rakshasa soon appeared before Arjuna, encased in armor and ready with bow and sword. After offering obeisances before both Krishna and Arjuna, Gatotkacha said, "O rulers of men, here I am. Now, please order me." Krishna replied, "O Gatotkacha, take my blessings, and now hear what must be done. The hour for you to display your prowess has finally arrived, and I do not see anyone else who can accomplish what you can do. Over there stands the powerful Karna, hurling his weapons, scorching our army. No one can stand before Karna but you. Therefore, become the raft which will carry us across the frightful Kaurava ocean, where Karna is its shark. Rescue your fathers and uncles, for this is the reason why a man begets sons. O Rakshasa, indeed you are a worthy son of Bhimasena, as you always desire his welfare. Now use your illusions and power to check the fierce bowman Karna. Pandu's sons, headed by Drishtadyumna, will engage with Drona Acharya and his forces." Then Arjuna said, "O son of Bhima, I will send Satyaki to protect you from other attacks as you fight with Karna. So you should simply concentrate all of your power on the son of the Sutta, Karna, as well as his followers. O Bharata, so grateful I am that I am able to serve both you and Krishna. Surely I am a match for Karna and any other powerful hero who dares to face me. As long as this world exists, men will speak of the battle I will fight tonight, fighting in the Rakshasa mode. And I will spare no one, even those who solicit mercy with folded palms." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Scene 7. Gatotkacha offers Duryodhana the head of Alambusha. Bowing once again before Arjuna and Krishna, Gatotkacha then left and rushed towards Karna. Gatotkacha launched flaming arrows at Karna from a distance of 2 miles and bellowed out his challenge. Seeing the huge Rakshasa bearing down upon him, Karna stopped slaughtering the Pandava troops and turned to face Gatotkacha. As a violent encounter took place, Alambusha approached Duryodhana and said, "O king, permit me to engage with the Pandavas. I desire to slay them and offer their blood as an oblation to my deceased relatives. Now, by some Rakshasa killing charm, they have managed to kill my brother Baka and my father Jatasura. But they will not escape me, for this hour of night has only doubled my power and strength. Oh, Alambusha, you make me smile. Go now, challenge Gatotkacha. He is of your race, and is waging a terrible battle against Karna. Ever devoted to the interests of the Pandavas, Gatotkacha is creating carnage among my troops. Alambusha then looked across at Gatotkacha and licked his lips. I will go at once. He mounted his iron chariot with its spikes protruding from its sides. Uttering a deafening roar, he charged. Screaming hideously, Gatotkacha maintained an unending assault upon Karna, and at the same time destroyed thousands of the warriors supporting Karna. And as Alambusha came at him, Gatotkacha laughed and released a powerful volley of long iron shafts with flaming points. The scorching arrows struck Alambusha and checked his progress. Now employing his Rakshasa powers, Gatotkacha caused a tremendous downpour of shafts to appear on the battlefield. They fell on both Karna, Alambusha, and all the Kauravas surrounding them. Alambusha displayed similar skills to produce arrows which countered those of Gatotkacha, and for some time the two Rakshasas fought, both exhibiting mystical illusions. Flaming rocks and lances fell from the sky. Ferocious beasts and ghostly-looking spooks and spirits rose from the ground. Their screams terrified the Kaurava soldiers, who ran in fear. Even in the darkness of night, an even denser darkness suddenly set in, making everything invisible. And as one Rakshasa created an illusion, the other countered it with his own. They fired countless arrows at one another and hurled darts, maces, iron balls, axes, and lances. They roared in fury, making the very earth vibrate. Gatotkacha succeeded in smashing his opponent's chariot with a number of steel shafts shot in swift succession. Alambusha leaped down and flew at Gatotkacha with outstretched arms. He struck his antagonist with his bare fists, and Gatotkacha shook like a mountain in an earthquake. Raising now his own bludgeon-like arm, Gatotkacha dealt a crushing blow to Alambusha, which sent him sprawling. Gatotkacha then jumped onto his foe and pressed his neck, but Alambusha wrestled himself free. The two Rakshasas fought hand to hand as the hair of the onlookers stood erect out of fear. Striking and kicking, they threw each other to the ground. Both could change shapes, one becoming a great serpent and the other an eagle, then one an elephant and the other a tiger, then a pair of sharabas. Rising into the sky, they appeared like two planets colliding. They fought wonderfully, attacking each other with mallets, swords, spears, trees, and mountain peaks. Gradually, the superior strength of Gatotkacha became evident. Now seeing Alambusha tiring, Gatotkacha seized Alambusha by his hair. Gatotkacha dashed him to the ground and dealt Alambusha a great kick. Taking hold of a shining scimitar, Gatotkacha jerked Alumbusha's head upwards and severed it from his trunk. Gatotkacha then got onto his chariot, still holding the head of Alumbusha. Gatotkacha went over to Duryodhan and tossed it onto his chariot. And seeing the blood-soaked head with its face contorted and hair disheveled, Duryodhan was shocked. He looked over at Gatotkacha, who responded with a shout. "O king, just see now your friend, whose great prowess you have personally witnessed. And you are destined to see Karna, and indeed your own self, meeting a similar end. The Shastras, the scriptures say, that one should never go before a king with empty hands. Well then, accept this head as my gift to you. Now, be free from anxiety, only for as long as I do not slay Karna." Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Scene 8. Karna uses the Shakti weapon to kill Gatotkacha. Gatotkacha then turned away from Duryodhan and resumed his attack on Karna, who at that time was hemmed in by the Pandava warriors striving to hold Karna in check. Gatotkacha sent a stream of shafts at Karna, and the fight between them carried on in earnest. Like two tigers tearing each other with their claws, they mangled each other with their lances, arrows, and darts. Their blazing shafts lit up the whole battlefield. No one could look at them as they released their weapons. Now covered with wounds and steeped in their own blood, they resembled two hills of red chalk with rivulets flowing down their sides. Even though both were endeavoring to their utmost, they could not make the other flinch. The twanging of their bows filled the four quarters like the continuous rumbling of thunder in the sky. Realizing that he could not overpower his foe with arrows, Gatotkacha invoked the Rakshasa weapon. Immediately Karna was encircled by a force of demons armed with large rocks, lances, trees, and clubs. Other Rakshasas appeared in the sky and rained down an incessant shower of javelins, battle axes, and iron wheels upon Karna and the Kaurava army. Now alarmed, everyone fled. Only Karna, proud of his strength, did not flee. With tens of thousands of arrows, Karna checked the illusions of the Rakshasas and countered their weapons. Gatotkacha then rushed at Karna with his mace whirling above his head. But Karna cut the mace apart with a dozen arrows and pierced the chest of Gatotkacha with 20 more. Now stopped in his tracks, Gatotkacha hurled at Karna a razor-edged disc adorned with jewels, shining brilliantly. And once again, Karna cut the weapon to pieces almost as soon as it left the hand of Gatotkacha. Seeing his discus fall in fragments, Gatotkacha blazed up in anger and covered Karna with arrows, just as the planet Rahu covers the sun. Karna countered his attack and sent a similar number of shafts at Gatotkacha. Gatotkacha now rose into the sky, soaring above Karna's head. He dropped rocks and trees on Karna by the hundreds, but Karna smashed them to pieces with his arrows. Now, invoking a celestial weapon, Karna pierced Gatotkacha all over his body with so many arrows that Gatotkacha appeared to be like a porcupine with erect quills. Next, Gatotkacha used his own illusory powers to counter Karna's weapon, but then disappeared from view. Suddenly, showers of arrows began to appear from all parts of the sky and from every quarter. They fell upon the Kauravas and Karna from all sides. So Karna invoked other divine weapons, but Gatotkacha appeared in a form with many huge heads and swallowed them all. Gatotkacha ranged about the heavens and on the ground, seeming to be in many places at once. At one moment, Gatotkacha was seen in a vast form, while in the next, Gatotkacha seemed to be as small as a thumb. Gatotkacha entered the earth and then went high into the sky. Appearing at a great distance, Gatotkacha suddenly reappeared right next to Karna. Next, Gatotkacha created a mountain on the battlefield which issued forth a shower of weapons. Unruffled, Karna broke the mountain to pieces by means of a celestial missile. The Rakshasa Gatotkacha then created a dense blue cloud above Karna, which dropped a thick shower of boulders. Karna blew the cloud away with his Vayavya weapon. With limitless arrows, Karna continuously destroyed the illusions of Gatotkacha. Thousands of demons then attacked Karna with every kind of deadly weapon. Karna checked all of his attackers with swift shafts shot with such speed that they could not be seen until they struck their target. The afflicted Rakshasa forces appeared like a host of wild elephants assailed by an angry lion. Karna destroyed them like the god of fire Agni-Dev, burning down all creatures at the end of the creation. Only Gatotkacha could stand before the enraged Karna as he released his weapons. Bhima's son then created a chariot created by his own powers of illusion. This chariot resembled a hill and was yoked to 100 goblin-headed asses who were as big as elephants. They drew Gatotkacha closer to Karna, and the Rakshasa hurled a celestial lance at Karna, which blazed through the sky like a lightning bolt. Amazing all the onlookers, Karna caught the lance and threw it back at Gatotkacha. The surprised Rakshasa then leaped clear, and the lance hit his chariot, smashing it into 1,000 flaming pieces and killing its horses and chariot driver. And as his chariot exploded, Gatotkacha rose again into the sky. Karna then directed numerous celestial weapons at Gatotkacha, but he skillfully avoided them by his agility and illusory powers. Gatotkacha then multiplied himself into 100 forms so that Karna could not distinguish which of them was actually Gatotkacha. Then he made ferocious animals appear from all directions. Lions, tigers, hyenas, fire-tongued snakes, and iron-beaked vultures issued forth and ran screaming or roaring at Karna and the other Kauravas. Packs of wolves and leopards with gruesome features rushed across the battlefield, along with numerous ghosts, pisachas, jinn, and men with the heads of beasts. But Karna remained steadfast on his chariot and struck down all the creatures with straight flying shafts. Uttering incantations sacred to the sun god, Karna burned up his assailants by the tens of thousands. Struck by Karna's mantra-charged arrows, their bodies fell to the earth in charred and mutilated pieces. Suddenly, Gatotkacha vanished from sight and boomed out at Karna from across the sky. "Your end is near, O wretch! Wait, and I will slay you!" Now unable to see his opponent, Karna covered the sky with his arrows. Suddenly, a great red cloud appeared in the heavens, casting a red glow over the battlefield. It emitted flashes of lightning and tongues of fire. The cloud roared as if thousands of drums were being beaten simultaneously. From it fell countless gold-winged shafts, spears, heavy clubs, spiked bludgeons, razor-edged discus, and other numerous weapons. They dropped upon the surviving Kauravas, who wailed in distress. From out of the cloud flew thousands of Rakshasas, clutching spears and battle axes. They ranged about the sky like flying mountains. With blazing faces and sharp teeth, the monstrous demons struck terror into the hearts of the Kauravas. Descending onto the battlefield, they slaughtered Duryodhana's forces without mercy. A confused din arose in the gloom of the evening battle as thousands of brave warriors lost their lives. Unable to stand against their attackers, the Kauravas fled, and as they ran, they cried out, "Run! All is lost! The gods, along with Indradev at their head, have come to destroy us all." But although covered with arrows, Karna alone remained fearless. He fought back against the Rakshasas, warding off their attack and sending his blazing steel shafts into the sky and in all directions. Closing in on his intrepid foe, Gatotkacha hurled 4 irresistible lances, which slew Karna's horses. Karna saw Gatotkacha swiftly approaching, with his scimitar held high. All around him, Karna heard the wails and cries of the Kauravas. "O Karna, use Indra's weapon to slay this colossus. Otherwise, Gatotkacha will kill us all with his mighty illusions." Now Karna reflected. There seemed to be no alternative. This Rakshasa was consuming all of his celestial weapons. Nothing could stop Gatotkacha except the infallible Shakti weapon. Realizing that Gatotkacha would also slay him, Karna forgot about Arjuna and snatched the Shakti weapon from its golden casing. Now, placing it on his bow, Karna aimed it at Gatotkacha while uttering the mantras. The battlefield all around then became brilliantly illuminated, as if the sun itself had risen. Fearful winds blew, and thunder resounded in the heavens. Karna released the Shakti weapon, and it flew like a fireball at Gatotkacha. The son of Bhimasena could understand. His end was now approaching, and suddenly Gatotkacha expanded his body to an immense size. Towering above the battlefield, Gatotkacha was struck full on the chest by the Shakti weapon. It passed clean through his body and flew up into the sky, disappearing into the heavens, only to return to its original owner Indradev. Instantly slain, Ghototkacha fell down on the Kauravas. His huge frame crushed a complete division of warriors as he hit the ground. And as he did, his frightful illusions vanished. Seeing now his opponent slain, Karna roared with joy. Duryodhana and his brothers shouted along with him, and the Kauravas beat drums and blew their conchels. They surrounded Karna, praising him with cheerful voices. Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlad Ahlad Dayane, Hiranya Kashi Bor Vakshaha, Shila Tangana Kalai, Bharato Nrsimha, Yato Yato Yamitato Nrsimha, Vahi Nrsimho, Vidaye Nrsimho, Nrsimha Madin Charanam Rapadi, Namaste Narasimhaya, Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakam Adbhuta Sringam, Lalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanu Vringam, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish, Jaya Jagadish Hare.